Okay, good evening. It is Thursday, April 10th. This is the Finance Committee meeting for Council Rock School District. I am Tracy Osecki. I'll be chairing tonight. I'm going to start with roll call to my left.
Yoda Pali, School Board.
Anthony Rapp, Director of Business Administration.
Andy Sanko, Superintendent.
Joe Hidalgo, School Board.
Michael Roosevelt, School Board.
Ed Tate, School Board.
Linda Stone, School Board.
Nicole Khan, School Board.
Matthew McCarthy, Tech Integration.
Bob Hickey, School Board.
Okay. And,
On the
phone we have.
Ann Warner, School Board.
Okay, I'll turn it over to Tony, please.
Thank you, Ms. Osecki. Before we get started, a reminder that for the most accurate and reliable information concerning our district, please refer to resources, websites, and social media platforms managed by the Council Rock School District. We advise the community to exercise caution when relying on the accuracy of social media and ask the community to verify any social media content with the district for accuracy. If you question what you are seeing, need a fact check or additional detail on the matter, please reach out to the district directly. Our contact information is readily available on our website at www.crsd.org. So to begin the meeting tonight, we'll start with the agenda. We have to award the security device bid, award the computer monitor bid, reject the classroom technology device bids, award a contract for van cameras and GPS for the district vans, not Durham vans, these are district student transport vans. Award contract for the cafeteria point of sale system. Amend the agreement with the Bucks County, amend one of our agreements with the Bucks County Intermediate Unit. Renew our subscription with Barracuda software, renew our subscription with AdLumen software. Approve a contract for a student information system conversion. Approve a contract for a Google Workspace, approve a contract for Gopher Pack, approve contract for InfoBlock software, and a federal funding and update and schedule another budget meeting for the 25-26 budget. So the first item on the agenda, approve security devices bid. So we went out to bid on security devices. For in the end, we won't discuss exactly what they were, but because it's for security. But we did issue a request for bids for the purchase of additional security devices. We received 13 responses. We did reject the low bid of $143,537.13 due to them not meeting the bid requirements. The bid requirements called for there to be a warranty in the bid that the company who installed it would be responsible for repairs for the first 3 years of the contract, at least the first 3 years up to the 5th year after the contract, but they did not. The low bid did not have that in their contract. Did not have a price for that in their contract, or did not have that included in their bid. The highest bid was $325,022.60. We're recommending that the board accept the bid from Oliver Fire Protection and Security in the amount of $161,420. They were the second lowest bidder, and this is for our security devices. We hadn't been going out to bid in prior years. We decided that we need to go out to bid from now on. So we went out to bid this year, and it was $243.28 lower than the bid received from the company we have been using. So if we would have just went with that company, by going out to bid, we saved $93,000. And we'll continue to do that in the future.
Mr. Roosevelt.
Real quick, Tony, what's the term on this contract?
It's just for purchase and installation, but there is a 5-year agreement for them to service the cameras.
And that's included in there?
That's included in that price.
Okay.
The cameras are warranted already from the manufacturer for 5 years. I mean, the devices are warranted for 5 years.
So we shouldn't have to do this, most likely.
Well, if we,
Or 5 years.
I think we're in good shape with security devices in most of the schools after this.
Okay.
but, mostly would come from, as things might get outdated in the future. But I think right now we're in pretty good shape.
Other questions?
Next item is to award the computer monitor bid. Before I get started on this, I want to say that this was already on the agenda. This might not make it to the board agenda. I just found out today that the low bidder is saying that the cost of their monitors went up. So they're saying that they won't be able to meet the price that they promised. That's something that we'll have to work on. We do have, the next lowest bid is not extremely higher than that bid. I think it's only a matter of like a few cents, but so there's two different bidding. It would be the 21-inch monitors that they're saying they can't meet the price that it's promised. So we're letting them know that that's unacceptable, but there is another price that's only slightly higher. So it's 21-inch monitors, 250 monitors for $29,500. And then to award the 27-inch monitor to the lowest bidder, CDW Government, in the amount of $116.77. It's $116.77 per monitor, 250 monitors, $29,192.50.
Mr. Hickey?
The obvious two questions,
Yes,
I'll let you finish.
the reason that there is such a lower price on the larger monitors is that they're more readily available. And obviously we split the bid, so we did not, the company that gave us the lower bid on the 27-inch monitor did not bid on the 21-inch monitor.
All right, so, why wouldn't, first of all, who are the monitors for, the 500? And why wouldn't we just go with 500 27-inch monitors for the lower price?
Mostly because of desk space, we do need to have some 21-inch monitors. People don't have, you're talking about offices and classrooms, so there's not always room for a 27-inch monitor. We need to have a smaller size.
So just his second question, who are they for? I was wondering that also,
Yeah, it's
considering we're mostly
for anyone
laptop.
who has a computer unit. We keep stock of them on hand to replace things as they break, and also for new installations.
Okay.
So it would be for anyone that has a need for a computer monitor in the district. There'll be teachers, administration, support staff who might have computers. So pretty wide range of people.
Ms. Stone?
So is the Vivacity or Vivacity, that's the bid that we're not accepting? Is
That's the
that,
bid that they're saying they're not going to provide.
okay,
That they're going to have a problem providing.
so you didn't update
We
this?
just were alerted and we haven't, and so I just want to say, let you know that this may change by next Thursday, or 2 Thursdays from now. We will let
So-
you know if it does.
You might put the second lowest bidder on and
Yes.
we can approve that.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? Mr. Roosevelt?
I believe this is to equalize so that everybody has the same equipment and modernize so that it's easier to service, so that some people that have 2 monitors maybe have a laptop as a screen and another screen. It's all over the place. But are we really accomplishing that with 21 and 27 inches? Or is the 27 inches for maybe somebody with 1 monitor, or maybe a laptop and a docking station?
Again, it depends on the installation. There are people who can have a need for 2 27-inch monitors. There are people who have a need for 2 21-inch monitors, or a 21 and a 27. So it's kind of different installations and different needs.
Okay.
I would say, as personally, as the business administrator, I spend a lot of time with 4 or 5 spreadsheets open, so
Yep.
the more monitor space I have, the better, because, you know, so there are different applications.
And the 27s are pretty good for that.
Yeah, that's the standard size for accounting, but in other things, so I think that's pretty good for a lot of those administrative applications.
Anybody else? No. Okay.
The next item on the agenda is to reject the classroom technology devices bid. We did go out the bid for several different classroom devices, but we ended up with, for Chromebooks, laptops, and desktops, we ended up with a lot of different products on this bid. So the request for bids wasn't specific enough to say we want these certain products, and there was some low quality products offered at lower prices. So we decided rather than go out and reject bids, we would rather ask you to reject these and rebid it. So we're asking to reject these technology devices bid. And we'll go out to bid with more specific specs. It won't be where we ask for a specific computer, but it will be where we ask for a specific number of different types of quality computers. And this is for the Chromebooks, and this is all part of putting it together a replacement plan for the Chromebooks, a planned replacement rather than going out to we know when we buy stuff and then we replace them on a set schedule rather than and it is some of them, like the Chromebooks especially, are going to be leased now instead of purchased, which is going to save the district money in the long run, just from having to pay for repairs, and keeps the cost of we're basically buying Chromebooks, they're lasting 3 years, and then we throw them out. This way we buy Chromebooks, they last 3 years, and they go back to the home instead of so, and it costs us less to have them over that time period. But there'll be another bid coming out before the end of the year, probably not till June.
Okay.
Maybe in May. Award contract for van cameras and GPS in the vans. These are there's about 23 Council Rock School District owned student transportation vans. So we're doing this in conjunction with, we've added the GPS to the Durham buses, and they already had cameras on the buses. We'd like to install GPS and cameras in each of our vans that are driven by our drivers. Gives us the capability of seeing what's going on in those vans, and also protecting the drivers and protecting the students, and also give them turn-by-turn directions for their routes, like we're providing for the Durham drivers. We did go out to 4 companies to get quotes. We only received 2 back, and we did give them plenty of notice and plenty of time, but we did not receive other quotes. The company offering the lowest quote is called Geotab. There's a $265 per van cost for hardware in year 1, and $39.50 per van for services in years 1 and 2, $10,557 per year. It is also the preferred product. It came in less, but it also provides us with more of the features that we want to use as far as tracking the buses and the ability to save what the camera's sending up. This is a 2-year agreement, and we did receive, because we went to, in last year was the first year that we went to full alternative fuel in our buses and the Durham vans. We received more amount of money in 44-25 in alternative fuel money from the federal government, because we now have a fully propane fleet. So before, when we had half propane and half Diesel, now we have full propane, so that amount that we get back for using an alternative fuel went up. This is, in the first year, it's a little over $16,600 or $700. Year two, it's $10,557. But because we received those extra funds, we received probably, I think we were at about 80,000, we received 160,000 this year. So it more than covers the cost of this product and improving safety and security for our students that ride in those vans, some of which are most vulnerable.
Mr. Hidalgo?
So the vans already have the cameras then, and this is just getting, I mean, the buses have the cameras already, and this is getting just the vans?
Yes, the buses and anything that's owned by Durham, it already has the cameras in them. These are the
Your
vans.
own vans?
We own these vans.
It's like 20-some vans or something?
Yeah.
And then what about, are we even using minivans anymore? That,
These are passenger vans.
I'm saying that we were using minivans.
Yeah, we're not using
not-
minivans. These
we're
are
not-
about 9 passenger vans.
Okay, so we're fully stocked back where we were.
Yeah, we're,
Recovered.
yeah, we will do have in the budget to replace some for next year, because they're at the end of life.
Okay,
We might be safe.
thanks.
Mr. Roosevelt?
Thanks, Tony. Just to clarify another detail, the GPS is helping with routing. It's not helping with timing to understand when the bus arrives at a particular spot or wherever it is in its route, similar to the buses. We recently were updated from Durham about some GPS tracking or something that they put in the buses, but it's more for routing
Just for
understanding.
the GPS that's in there is for routing. There already was GPS on the buses
Yeah,
to tell that we can track buses and know where they are. But this GPS will provide both, where we're able to track the vans and they're able to use it for routing.
okay,
Where right now we can't track the vans.
okay, thank you.
Mr. Tate?
So the funding that you're talking about is from the federal government.
Yes.
We want to try to lock that in quick.
Well, we've received this, so.
Oh, the monies have been received?
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
This year.
This year, yeah.
Anybody else? I have a question about the cameras. It's internal and external or just
Just
internal?
internal. But it's like, if you look at it, you can see how the van's driving. You can see where the van, it's like looking out the windshield part of it, where you get the driver and then what's going on in front of the driver.
Oh, so it's facing outward.
I
It's
believe
facing forward
Forward and backward.
and backwards. So you can see the kids and the driver and you can see out the windshield.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
And we have been test piloting these for over a month now, so. Just to make sure that we like what they're doing. Next item.
Yeah, I think so.
Next item on the agenda is we'd like to award a contract for a new cafeteria point-of-sale system. We solicited 3 companies for quotations and presentations, and we determined that Heartland Mosaic would best meet the district's needs. The cost for this breakout as follows. In the first year, we have about $53,144 of hardware to be installed in the schools. Now, I will say that most of the hardware that we are using in the schools is outdated and needs to be replaced. So this is a cost that we would be looking at soon anyway. But the majority of the money is going to come from the food service fund, because whatever is going into the middle schools and the elementary schools can be paid for out of that fund. We will have to pay for the hardware for the high schools out of the general fund. But that's less than we would have to pay for the other schools. There is training of $8,595 for the staff, and that will be paid from the food service fund because an employee can work anywhere, whether that's the high schools or the elementary schools. And the annual service is $12,944, and that's to be paid by Aramark per our contract. So that's not a cost to the district. That's in the contract we have with them that they pay for this software. This will also require that we convert to My School Bucks from My Payments Plus. My School Bucks is a system that we've reviewed and we really like it. It's going to allow us to eventually consider opening this up for other school payments, for field trips and for tests. And it is a cost to the school district, to the parents, but we will leave parents with the option to, whether or not they want to use it. If they want to still send in a check to school, they can do that. But the nice thing about My School Bucks is it allows you to do things like, say you have a field trip. You can set up a page for the field trip and the parents can go online and they can sign off that their kid can go on the trip and pay for it, and it's all done online rather than having to track down handwritten permission slips and all that. So so parents will be able to log in and do stuff like that. PSATs, SATs, all those testings that we do. We would even be able to use it for things like spending in the school store if parents wanted to set that up. And again, for field trips. And I know we had brought this to the board before, and we like this so much and think it would be so convenient for parents and the school, and it's safer as far as money is concerned, that we'd rather open it up and give parents the option to use it than not use it at all. So if parents don't want to use it because they don't want to pay the fees, then they don't have to use it.
Ms. Khan?
Do we know what the fees would be for the parents? Is it like a one-time annual fee?
No, it's per transaction.
Oh, it's for, okay.
Yes, it's like a percentage of each transaction. So I think the thing that was brought up before was that, if there's like a $4,000 ski trip, then that cost could end up being exorbitant for that family.
I mean, currently with My Payments Plus, there is a fee.
Yes.
That's per transaction. So then my second part of that question, I guess it's a two-part question, is, so how and when will this be communicated? Because obviously most of the parents, like myself, that use My Payments Plus. And then the second part to that is what happens with the leftover funds? Usually they roll over into the next year.
Yes.
I mean, our current fund only has 10 cents because that's where we're at right now, because my son keeps buying cookies and ice cream and I won't refill it right now, but for anyone else that has, we're at the end of the school year, right? And then I would imagine this is gonna roll out for next school year?
So it'll roll from My Payments Plus into My School Bucks.
So it'll just automatically roll over the accounts? Oh, okay. Great.
So it'll just roll into the new accounts. This has a more robust ability to, you can send information into the school to say, I don't want my child to buy cookies on any other day but Friday. And then when they come up to the line, if they've got cookies, they
Put it back.
mom said, your parents said you're
Yeah.
whoever said you can't buy cookies today.
I've seen very disappointed children. Mr. Hidalgo.
So the services you just spoke about would be available to everybody without a fee, just a payment. Like things you're just talking about where people have more control over like lunch items.
Yes.
That's available to everybody, regardless if you,
Yes.
and the payment system is coupled with that, right? It's not actually
Yes.
the same thing,
Yes.
but you're rolling it into it. But of course, you're still gonna allow for the cash, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Great, I
absolutely.
think that's great, best of both worlds. We'll integrate slowly as we all figure this out.
And so the plan is, we're going to roll out the cafeteria stuff, the food service stuff first. We're not going to set up any of the other things, we're gonna do this very slowly. The point of doing this now is so that we can start letting people know that this is coming for next September or August, depending on when people, we're giving people, a nice large chunk of time to get the word out and let them know that this is coming and to watch for and to sign up for the My School Bucks and that their money will come over from the My Payments Plus. So that, and then after that rollout is done, that's when we'll start looking at how we can implement that into other types of payments. So this is kind of a slow rollout so that we don't get ahead of ourselves or leave anybody behind.
Ms. Khan, just before we go to Ms. Khan, so there is a fee for My School Bucks applied to parents. There's currently a fee for My Payments Plus. How do the two fees compare?
I think the My School Bucks fee is less for smaller things, but more for bigger things. Like it's like the percentage increases as the amount gets higher. Like I think it's like 2% for $100, and then it goes up a little bit and we don't really have, I guess I really shouldn't say, we don't really use My School Bucks or My Payments Plus for anything else, so I think they're pretty much the same flat percentage. I can send out, we send out to the board the updated payment, the payment schedule, the comparison of the payment schedules.
Be interesting. Okay, Ms. Khan.
I guess just going along with the communication question that I had earlier that I think Mr. Rapid started to answer. So then over the summer, if the account seamlessly goes from whatever's in the My Payments Plus to My School Bucks, I guess like over the summer, then parents will be notified that this change is happening, delete your old app, and we have to therefore then
Yes.
download a new one, and you'll
And
provide communication what that looks like, and,
we want to do that before the end of.
okay,
That's
good.
gonna, we
Okay.
met with
We wanna-
Aramark with Amy, and we had a conversation, and they're actually parents in the room, we had a conversation with them. We don't wanna wait until June.
Right.
We don't wanna wait till people are gone and not really paying attention. So once it's approved, that's when we're gonna start rolling out. And Aramark has a whole series of marketing kits and things where you just insert, so that it catches people's eye.
Right.
Okay. And it'll be in the newsletter and everything.
And some more
It's very
newsletters.
best, because you know there's gonna be
Right,
people that just don't know or don't hear it.
right.
The names are so similar, they might not even think there's a change. So
Well, there's still parents that didn't know about My Payments Plus that I tell every year, so, okay.
Right.
Can we, when you go to the My Payments Plus, do we own that webpage? Like, is it CRSD/My Payments Plus? I'm wondering if we can redirect, basically, is the
Well,
law.
we would link to that from
Yeah,
our
from,
website. I don't think we would still be like a My School Bucks /Council Rock.
So
Okay.
My Payments Plus, this is on our website. So if you go to the food service website, there's a tab right here, My Payments Plus. So if you
Yeah.
wanted to get into your account, but it redirects you out.
Right.
So this will just
Okay,
be
so
My
it'll
School
just
Bucks.
switch.
Yep.
okay, great.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay.
Amend agreement with the Bucks County Intermediate Unit. So we have a current agreement with BCIU to provide technology consultations. That agreement was slated to end in August of '24. We would just like to amend the agreement to June 30th, 2025. It doesn't change any of the rates that they were charging us for their consultation for information technology. And of course, the cost depends on how many hours we have a consultant out for, and that should be coming to an end soon. But we need to extend the contract to June 30th.
Have we not used it between August?
We've been using it. but
So we're just out of contract?
Yes. So we're just extending the contract, so everything's covered correctly.
Okay. Mr. Hickey?
Would we want to extend it further? I mean, because it seems like we missed it, obviously, since we're working on the old one. I mean, this one's done in 2 months. Should we extend it further than June, or did they change their rates come July as well, or?
We can talk to them about it, but I think we're thinking that we should have our own people in place by then, so that we wouldn't need this anymore.
Oh, okay.
But,
But we're not paying for it, right? If we don't use it.
Right.
I mean, the last time, we didn't know a week before we needed them that we were gonna need them. So,
Right.
it might make sense to just have it.
We can discuss with them if they'd like to make it,
Maybe 26, June 30, 26. Ms. Powell?
So I'm wondering if it is that day because they need to know how many people to allocate for us, because it has been pretty intense. Otherwise, it makes sense to extend it unless if they have,
If they're
they need more
relying on it.
resources in place in order to extend it.
It's mostly the same two people and their availability and our need for them is what's been dictated. So, it's not, it's the same, it's their director and assistant director, I believe.
Yeah, but I don't know if they want to plan to have them available for us or direct them somewhere else, so I don't. I mean, it's good to explore because it makes sense to operate under contract and outside, so that you take for like months.
How about for now, we go back to the IU and ask them to extend for 6 months?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Mr. Tate?
No, that answers my question. Thank you.
Renew the Barracuda subscription. This is our software that we use for email archiver and maintaining our communications. It's a 38-month contract. The total cost is $62,700, which calculates to a monthly cost of $1,650. The prior agreement was $1,596.67 per month, which was about a $52, $53 increase. If they gave us an option for a 14-month contract, and that was $1,745.33 per month. This is software that we need and we use, to protect our email and to archive it as well. It's probably the top of the line thing. So I think a 38-month contract with them makes sense, especially since it saves us money.
Just curious why it's 38 months, it seems. Usually it would be 36 months.
Yeah, it's to finish the year. So the contract ends, I guess at the end of this month. So the point is to extend it, to make it a June 30th contract. That's why it's 38 months or 14 months.
Anybody else? Mr. Hidalgo?
Is it based off of account numbers? Like number of emails? Or
It's
how do
based
you
off
determine
number
the
of,
price? Or is it just
it's based off the size of our data.
it's based off the size?
Well,
of the
I
data?
mean, I shouldn't say that. I think it's based off of like how, double check that.
That's fine, it's okay,
I'll get back to you with that.
all right.
Anybody else?
Renew AdLumen subscription. This is a monitoring service. It monitors our network for security threats. It's a 1-year contract. The total cost is $110,025.80. The prior agreement was $87,658 annually. The increase is due to upgrading. We're upgrading now. We used to be 8 hours per day, 5 days a week. We're upgrading to 24 hours a day, 7 days per week coverage, and it's to support more serious security issues. So this is to monitor our network to make sure that for threats and to make sure that to alert us to those threats and to protect us against those threats.
Before they happen.
For them.
Questions? Mr. Tate?
I remember hearing previously that we get hit with thousands of probes and attacks on a daily basis, right? Attempts,
Our
yes.
software usually breaks it up,
Yeah,
or stops it, but.
yeah.
I have a question. So there's a lot of IT renewals, and I'm just kind of thinking, like, does it make, soon we will have a new person in that role, and are we kind of making these decisions for that person before we give them a chance to get their feet under them?
We are making that decision, but we're making that decision based on what we've had in place, essentially the audit we've had done of our IT department with the IU and a private contractor. And though I haven't specifically spoken about this product with the people that we're going to be filling those spots with, I would be willing to venture to say that they would be pleased with this product, because what we've heard, this is a top-of-the-line product.
Mr. Roosevelt.
Just another point to clarify, both this one, all the ITs, and I think just for the rest of these are all budgeted. I mean, a lot of these are sort of
Yes.
short-term contracts, I'm expecting yes, but,
Yes.
so they are, good, thank you.
This is a small thing. This is, so our, we use Canvas for students in the middle and high schools. We have some data, we want to improve some data communications. There's some things that we used to have to do where the data would have to be prepared to go into Canvas. This makes it automatic. It's a one-time fee of $3,000 to come in and remove that and fix that problem. That monitors network for security threats is a leftover from the last slide. That shouldn't be on there, but it's $3,000. It's going to save us on having to convert data rather than having to have somebody convert it. It'll convert, the system will convert the data into Canvas from our student information system. I apologize for the mistake.
Questions?
I'm just gonna make a comment now that, I thank you for putting everything into board docs with all the imagery and stuff. It's not always been like that. So for a committee meeting to be fully ready, it looks like we're going to a voting meeting, so I appreciate that. Is that something new, or it's always like that?
It's been like that since I started here. I don't know
Okay.
what happened before.
All right. I guess I don't follow that well. Thank you.
When you say contract with infrastructure, who's infrastructure?
Instructure, they're the company that owns Canvas.
Instructure, oh, got it, okay. I read that, I apologize. Anybody else?
Just going back to the ad lumen for a second, that service will be replacing a consultant that we were paying a significant amount of money to per year to monitor our networks, and the increase in the cost for ad lumen to get them to cover it 24/7 is a lot less than what we were paying the consultants to cover it. So that's another area where, with this audit of the IT system, we're saving the district money. The next item on the list is a contract for Google Workspace. This is the platform that supports all Google emails and apps, Google Drive, Google Docs, Slides, etc. across the district. At the elementary level, it is a teaching platform that supports Google Classroom, which is used by all elementary teachers, similar to Canvas at the secondary level. It provides 2 terabytes of storage per user. My file got corrupted, and fixes that I made, we had to put something together, so I apologize for that. but
We'll let it
the file
slide,
got
Tony.
corrupted. 2 terabytes of storage per user. It's a 1-year agreement. The total cost is $46,750 for 11,000 users, which is close to the cost that it was last year.
Yeah, it feels like we just did this, but it was a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Khan?
I was just gonna ask, since you just said we did this a year ago, we can't get it for I mean, Google Classroom is something I feel like we use and they'll continue to use. Is there not a way to get more than a 1-year agreement?
That's something we should probably wait for the new IT director.
Okay,
and
okay.
And do that.
That's fair. Thank you.
Other questions?
Sorry.
Mr. Roosevelt?
I just want to make sure also, especially since you had a corrupted file, that all information that's used across all of the services on Google platform are backed up so that we maintain records.
I don't know the answer to that.
Leave
Matt,
that for
can
the other.
you weigh on that, Matt?
Yes, the Google Workspace provides a service called Google Vault, where everything is backed up. They can get logs for anything, they can get documents, emails. I do know when our previous network manager was here, they had a situation where they needed to go back into the vault and grab a couple things just earlier this year, so it's always backed up.
How far back does that Google Vault go?
If I understand, the logs that the Google administrators have on hand are only within a couple of years, but Vault goes back to the history of the contract.
Okay. And that's for all apps within every workspace.
Absolutely.
So that would include chat, for example,
Correct.
as well as docs, calendar. Wonderful, thank you.
Anybody else? Okay.
Next is to approve a contract for Gopher Pack. This was also last year. It's a software product that is used to help manage all of our Google platforms and Chrome devices. The cost is $3,391.17 for 1 year. Prior year cost was $2,700, so there's a $691 increase. But this is something that we feel is necessary to manage all of our platforms and Chromebooks.
Questions? Okay.
Approved contract for Infoblox software. This is another thing that was not that long ago. This provides additional security to our network. Our consultants with the BCIU informed us that this is a necessary product. The cost is $31,134.91 per year. Prior year cost was $107,283, but that was because it included the purchases and some software. So this is just to continue using the product.
Questions? Okay.
Federal funding update. So I just want to assure the board that as of right now, Council Rock School District in the current year expects to receive a total of $4,488,273 in federal funding. $856,235 of that is food service fund reimbursements. Those are for the free and reduced meals in the schools, in the elementary and middle schools. And $3,632,038 is general fund reimbursements. That's the Title I, II, III, and IV programs, the IDEA programs, the Medicare programs that we get money for, services provided to students. So that's in that. This is usually about what we get in federal funding every year. Now that the COVID programs have ended, we're back to a more normal funding coming in from the federal government. I just want to assure you that we still have not received any communication that we have lost any funding. So everything that we're budgeting for next year is still, we're leaving in the budget, and anything that we're expecting to receive this year is still in the budget. And for the most part, we expect our federal funding. We don't budget the food service reimbursement, but that $3,632,000 general fund, we do budget that.
Is the year correct? 24, 25? Or are you talking about 24?
No, that's 24, 25, so correct year.
So
So this year, that's what we're expecting to receive. We haven't approved the budget yet, so.
Aren't we?
When do we get the money?
Well, we get it throughout the year. We haven't received it all, but we received some of it.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're the same question I did.
Like what? What do you?
We're in 24, 25, so I'm telling you what we're expecting to,
But you said we haven't approved the budget. We're working on the 25, 26 budget.
right, that's why I'm saying, I'm not saying 25, 26.
Because
This is this year.
Okay.
this is this year's funding. A lot of the funding that we receive from the federal government comes in throughout the year. So we're,
I'll let other people go.
so by the end of the year, that's what we expect the total funding.
The
End of,
Of 24, 25, the end of the school year, by June 30th.
so we've already received some of this $4.4 million?
Yes.
Okay.
Most of it probably, right? Most of
Okay.
it?
Most of it,
Yeah, I was just gonna say, well, when we get the $4.4 million from the federal government, if we were expecting.
additional, and a lot of the money's already with.
Okay.
None of this money comes directly from the federal government. It's all passed through the state or the IRS.
Right, so we're only expecting to receive probably $1 million or less, if you would go by.
I would say it's more like half of that.
Right.
Half of 4
Half of,
or half of?
half of the general fund and about, so we're through February, through March, well, we received the March funding in the.
75%?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the cafeteria fund.
Ms. Stone?
So what are you budgeting for in the 25-26?
About 3,632,000,
Thank you.
about that, I have to look at.
Okay.
What's that?
Other questions? Oh, Mr. Hickey.
I just saw something from Ms. Horner. She said, is there a slide for the federal funding? If so, can you email it to her? I'm not sure if she doesn't see that slide or there's not.
Ms. Horner, are you there?
Hello, sorry, hello?
Hello? Can you see this?
Hi.
Can you see this?
So
slide?
there, I don't see a slide, so if there's a slide,
Oh, you're
Can you
probably
get
looking
that
at
sent
the
out?
slide, she's looking at the slide deck you emailed us earlier this week that said that this one will be updated
Yes.
at the end of the meeting. So, yeah.
I can't really, I'm using this for that, which is going out, I can't turn this off.
I can send it to her.
Yeah. Okay, Ms. Horner, do you have any other questions or are you okay once he sends you a picture of the slide? Ms. Horner? Are we okay to move on? She can't.
okay, go ahead.
Are we okay to move on?
Yes,
Okay.
The last item is schedule another 25-26 budget meeting for later on this month. We've talked about this already. Obviously, next week's not good, and we already have a couple meetings the following week. If you have the 28th, you have an education meeting, or no, the 21st. So the 28th, the 29th, or the 30th of April?
No,
We have
28th is the
education on the 28th.
Oh,
Not
I'm
the
sorry,
21st.
I'm sorry.
Twenty-first.
Well, I think
Don't
we
have
want to
any?
do it over spring break.
Wait, spring break is over by then.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Well,
It is
yeah, I'm
Monday.
not sure.
No, I'm around.
Is this the Monday off?
Spring.
No, they're in school on Easter Monday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Oh,
got an email.
Because we get a whole week off.
I may have to call in if you do the 21st.
I won't be.
I would ask
You're
for
not
more
here.
time
Okay, you need more time.
than the 21st, but
That's right.
Maybe,
23rd, 22nd?
23rd is a CREA meeting.
Can we do another meeting started early?
oh, good idea. Before, like, could we do it
Right.
before the education committee meeting on
Yeah,
the?
No, yeah, that's,
No, no.
Oh, yeah, okay.
but on another one, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
maybe during
Well,
facilities or, you know, like.
Well,
So, I mean,
The following-
facilities Thursday, the 1st, May 1st.
So we started this.
How about 5 o'clock on the 1st?
What day is that? Thursday?
Sure.
Thursday.
For the facilities meeting.
And budget,
6, I mean, 5 is,
Thursday, I can't,
Yeah, I can't hear her at 5.
6, is that okay?
6, give us,
Is 6 okay? Is 6 enough time?
It's up to you.
Facilities is fine, it's facilities.
facilities
Facilities will
goes,
probably be long.
If it bleeds a little bit, we can go past 7. We can start at 6.
We've started 6.
I think that's fine.
Not the 21st,
no, first,
or the 1st.
May
Okay.
1st, right? Okay.
Upcoming agenda items, audit results. Kevin Karpick will be at the next finance meeting for an investment update. We have to go out to bid this year for a printer and copier, so we should have them results by June. Year-to-date results at the next meeting, and more on the 25-26 budget.
Other question? So given what is happening currently in the markets, do you have any feedback about the investment update? I know it's coming next.
He's
time.
coming next month.
Did he say anything so far
I,
on the budget, because you have to budget?
him and I have spoken, we discussed what number is in the budget, that's currently in the budget, which I did cover when we had the budget meeting, but, he told me, he said if he had any updates to that he would let me know, but,
But nothing yet.
nothing yet.
It should have some effect, right?
That's why we hired him.
Yeah,
He's coming with his crystal ball
yes.
and the 8 ball, right?
You're not willing to offer,
Try again later.
you're not willing, Mr. Rapp, you're not willing to offer a personal prediction.
Absolutely not.
I don't blame you.
All right, I
You're
think
wise man.
unless anybody has anything else, I think we can adjourn. There's no public here. Okay, we're adjourned.